Yes, sir. Presentation is visible.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome, sir. हाँ उगले सर.
सर बोला ना.
We will start now the session.
Yes, sir. की 1-2-3 मिनिटं थांबून जातं पार्टिसिपंटसाठी. हॅलो सर.
तुम्ही शेअरिंग नाही करणार ना उगले सर?
हो शेअर करणार.
हा खोसे सर तुमचं शेअरिंग प्लीज. Yes, now Ugle sir, please share. So, dear participants, welcome to this STDP 4th session on computational intelligence in earthquake resistant design. So, first of all, I will call upon to Professor Ashish Ugle sir to introduce the today's speaker for the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Dear all participants, come again in the next session of Dr. Vijay Khose sir. Vijay Khose sir is currently working with the associate Thornton Thompson. He is having a huge experience of more than 8 years in the structural design and structural engineering. He did his graduation from SPCE Mumbai in 2004. His post-graduation and PhD from IIT Roorkee in the year of 2008 and 2012. His area of interest is design of commercial and residential high-rise buildings, performance-based seismic design of the structure, seismic evaluation, and retrofitting of structures. He has knowledge of American, European, New Zealand, and the Indian seismic codes also. So we are having a guest of honor, Dr. Vijay Khose sir, having a huge experience in structural design field. So I welcome you, sir, for this session. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so shall I start?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So good afternoon, everybody. So today I am going to walk you through the how we can do a seismic analysis and design of buildings as per Indian standard 1893/2016 part 1 using ETABS. So I will give you a brief introduction about how we can do modeling in ETABS, how we can do modeling, and then in subsequent lectures I will walk you through the clause by clause and how we can implement that in ETABS and how we can do the design. So
Yes,
before
sir.
starting, I would like to introduce my company. So Thornton Tomasetti is has presence in worldwide. So we have offices in 5 continents, and around we have 60 plus offices, and we have more than 1,500 engineers, architects, scientists, and professionals. So and our presence is in around 62 countries. We have a number of practices. So basically, we started with structural engineering, and then we expanded into different practices. So and here we can see some of the tall and super tall projects that we have designed. And the tallest building that we have designed till date is Jeddah Tower. It is 1 kilometer tall building in Saudi Arabia. So let us start with one example, one problem we can take. So this is a 3 bay by 3 bay.
Sir, your presentation is not visible.
Presentation is not visible.
Yeah, you have to share it.
Oh, sorry. So, mm,
Yeah, now it is visible.
so I was just
You
showing.
can recall that company profile again.
Yeah. So as I said, like we are present in like 5 continents and 62 countries. We have around 1,500 engineers, architects, scientists, and professionals, and we have 60 plus offices across the globe. So basically, we started with structural engineering practice, and now we have like number of practices. So including like protection, design, facade engineering, sustainability, transportation, forensics, then applied science, renewable, property loss consulting, and construction engineering. So we have designed like number of tall and super tall buildings. So some of the buildings are shown here. So the tallest building we have designed is like 1 kilometer tall building, Jeddah Tower, which is in Saudi Arabia. So with this brief introduction, we can start with uh, like one problem. So here I have considered 3 by 3 bay building for demonstration. So the um, bay width in X direction is 5 meter, and in Y direction we have 3 meter, 2 meter, and 3 meter. So building is like 4-story high, 3.1 meter is story height. So some details like grade of concrete is M25, then grade of steel Fe415 and Fe500. So for confinement steel, we are going to use Fe415, and for other steel, we are going to use Fe500. Then parapet height is 1.2 meter. Slab thickness is 150 mm. Column size and beam size both considered is like 300 by 450 mm. Then external wall sizes is like 230 mm, and the internal wall thickness is 150 mm. So it is assumed that the external plaster thickness is 25 mm and internal plaster thickness is 15 mm. And live load, it is assumed that this is a residential building. So as per IS 875, so the live load on the residential building is 2 kilonewton per meter square, and live load on the roof, considering this is a roof is accessible, that is 1.5 kilonewton per meter square. Floor finishes. So on floors we have some tiles and other finishes. So that is considered as 1.5 kilonewton per meter square. So for roof treatments, so we are doing waterproofing. So the waterproofing is assumed as 300 mm. So the total, including all finishes, it is a 6 kilonewton per meter square. Density of concrete is assumed to be like 25 kilonewton per meter cube, and that of masonry wall and plaster is considered as 20 kilonewton per meter cube. So it is also assumed that building is located in seismic zone 3 and is resting on medium soil. And the importance factor is considered as 1. So I will explain you why we are considered 1 when we will in subsequent lectures. And also the one of the assumptions is like building frame type is a special moment resisting frame. So with this, we can start with ETABS. So let me share that ETAB screen. So here you can see ETAB screen. So just go to file, or below that you have one icon, new model. You can click on that. So you will see one form where you have different options. So you saved user default setting. So you can set this you can customize a setting and you can use for your projects. So for now, you can use this. So display unit, uh, let us say metric SI, and the steel section database. You have different database so for different codes. So in our case, we can consider Indian, and then steel code, IS 800, and concrete code with IS 456. So you have to select this option initially. So this will be default for your model. So click here. So okay. So once you click here, so you will get one form, new model quick templates. So here you can see there are different templates. So depending on your requirement, you can select anyone. So for our problem, we can select either grid only or blank. So let us consider grid only. So here you can see the number of grid lines in X direction, Y direction, then spacing in X and Y direction. And here number of stories and typical story height and bottom story height. Now, if you go to our problem, so you will find here the number of grid lines in X direction are 4. And the number of grid lines in Y direction are also 4. And the spacing in X direction is 5 meter. And the spacing in Y direction is 3 meter, 3 meter, and 2 meter. So the 3 meter is repeating. So we will consider 3 meter, and then we can edit for this. If you see for story height, we have like 5 grid lines in G direction. So in ETABS, X and Y direction are like horizontal axis, and Z axis is vertical axis. So the story height is 3.1 meter. So if we go back to ETABS, so here the number of grid lines in X direction 4, Y direction 4. The spacing of grids in X direction is 5 meter, and Y direction it is 3 meter. Okay, and then number of stories, 4 stories, and the typical story height is 3.1 meter, and bottom story height is also 3.1 meter. But typically we have a taller bottom story, but we are considering all story heights same. So once you select this, you will see the grid lines are generated here. The spacing in
Hello,
X.
excuse me, sir.
Hello. Yeah.
Sir, you said top floors are of 3.1 height. If they are of different heights, how should we select them? Bottom floor height is 3 meter. Top floor height is 3.1. You said equal.
No, top and bottom for this problem, it's top and bottom, it's 3.1 meter. Okay.
If all floor heights are different, sir.
That I will show you. Yeah.
Okay.
So what you have to do, you click right click here in window, and here you go here. So there you will find like modify story data. So here you can see now you are seeing like all height is 3.1 meter, heights are 3.1 meter. So whichever height is different, you can enter here. Let us say the first story height is like 4.2 meter. So then these heights are automatically changing. So whatever is your height, so you can specify. So each story can have a different height. Okay. Okay. So you can enter 3.1 meter. Okay. So refresh you. Okay. So this was about the height. So other thing is like we can also modify the grid lines. So you just click here, modify grid line. So now, and here we have two options, like display grid data as ordinate or display grid data as spacing. So now this is as ordinate. So you select this spacing. So in X direction, our spacing is constant, 5 meter, 5 meter, 5 meter. In Y direction, our first spacing was 3 meter and second spacing was 2 meter. So you can click this. So your
Here we can change
grid
any spacing also. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, yeah, here you
We
can
can
change any spacing. You can change
any
any
shape.
spacing, no issues. Any spacing you can change, no issues at all.
Okay.
Okay. So here you can also add a grid line here. Like here you can click on add. So here you can add more spacing also, more grid lines also. Let us say if I am doing this 4 meter here. So click OK.
Sir, if I want to delete any specific grid that from,
Yeah,
can
that is
go
also
back.
possible. No,
How to
I am
delete that?
just, yeah, that will, I will show you. So here you can see like I have added one grid here, okay, with 4 meter spacing. Now I can right click here and again I can go here and here I want to delete this grid line. So simply click on that and delete. But you have to ensure that the spacing is correct, because earlier there was like 4 meter and 3 meter, so it's now spacing is 7 meter. So you can just change that to whatever spacing you want to have. Okay, so now here you can see your spacing is like 3 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter and 5 meter in X direction. Now here you can see there are different tabs like file, edit, view, define, draw, and on left hand side you can see different tools you can use to uh, like draw or do modeling. So here also you have some tools, some buttons. So you can use either like these tabs, or you can, if you are like more conversion to software, then later you can use this button also. So the first task is to define material properties. So we have assumed M25 grade of concrete. So you can click here, and here ETABS has provided like different material properties based on the region. So for India, and material type is concrete, and the grade of concrete is M25. So click OK. So here you can see in this form the material property data. The material name is M25, then material type is concrete, and then here you can see the weight per unit volume, which is 25 we assumed. So, and this is they are also specifying mass. So if you change weight, so the mass will be changed automatically. Then this is modulus of elasticity, that is 5000 square root FCK as per 456. So this value, if you want to change, you can change here. Then Poisson's ratio by default is 0.2, and then coefficient of thermal expansion. So these properties are automatically defined in the ETABS. You have to just select the appropriate grade of concrete. So here, design property data, here you can see the M25, and here the concrete cube compressive strength FCK is 25 MPa. So in case if you are not using this ETABS defined properties, you can create your own properties, and you can enter these properties here. So here the next material is rebar. So here you can see we have steel and here we have rebar, but we have to select rebar for concrete reinforcement. Like for reinforcement, we have to use rebar. And steel is basically you are using structural steel sections like I section or channel section. If you are using that, then in that case we can select steel. Otherwise, we can select rebar or concrete reinforcement. So here also we have some properties, like one is Fe415. So you can add. So you can check whether all properties are correct or not. So, and here also you can see like this is Fi is 415. So then we can add one more material, that is Fe500. So here you can see in properties. Okay, so the two material properties for reinforcement and one for concrete is defined. Okay, the next one is to define section properties. So in section properties, like we had two properties, one is column and other is beam. So here you can say add new property, concrete rectangular. So you can define like other materials also, some special sections also. And so here we can consider concrete rectangular. Here let us say column 300 by 450, and then material is M25. Okay, and the width is 300 and depth is 450. Okay, and then you can click on the reinforcement. So here you can see in design type you have two options. One is like column and other is beam. So in column you can see we are considering like axial force, moment, major moment and minor moment. And we can select the reinforcement configuration, circular or rectangular. So in our case, it's rectangular. If for some reason we are selecting circular, then we have two options for confinement. One is ties and other is spiral. And the longitudinal bars, as we said, like it is 500 for longitudinal bar, and confinement it is 415. And the clear cover to confinement bar is 40 mm. So this is depending on the your exposure condition from IS 456. You can select appropriate cover. So here we are considering like 40 mm. So the number of longitudinal bars along 3 direction face and number of longitudinal bars along 2 direction face. Now here you can see these are local axis. So this is local axis 2, that is vertical, and local axis 3 is vertical in this screen. And the local axis 1 is along the length. So here number of longitudinal bars along 3 direction. So along 3 direction you can see 1, 2 and 3 bars. And in 2 direction you can see along 2 direction 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars. So basically I am just demonstrating you like if required, if you can if you want to provide the actual number of bars that you are providing, so that you can input here. And then the longitudinal bar you can also select here. So whatever diameter, different diameters are provided, and the confinement bar spacing. The diameter and spacing you can provide, and also you can provide number of bars. See here like ties if you are providing. So in number of confinement bars in 3 directions. So here let us say this is 1, this is 2 and this is 3 we can provide. And in 2 direction also we can provide like 1, 2 or 3, whatever number of bars are like you are providing actually, that you can provide here. So for columns we have two options, like reinforcement to be designed. whatever I told you now, so it is related to that reinforcement to be checked. Let us say you have any existing building and you want to check whether it is working or not. So it might happen like you might change the occupancy of building, or you may want to increase the number of floors. So due to some reason, if there is any design change and your building is already constructed or it is already designed, so then you can select this option, reinforcement to be checked. Otherwise, if you are doing a new building design, so you can say like reinforcement to be designed. Okay, so this was for the column. So similarly, we can define for beam also. So here you can say like B 300 by 450. Grade of concrete is M45. Then width is 300. This is depth is 450. Okay, then reinforcement here. In design type, you can select like M3 design only beam. So the basic difference in like beam and column is like in column we are considering axial force, minor moment and major moment. Whereas in beam we are considering only major moment. So there is no minor moment and axial force. So that's why it is important to select like whether it's column or beam. So longitudinal bar grade is FE 500 and confinement bar is 415. And the cover to longitudinal rebar group centroid. So that means we have to provide the effective depth. So let us say we have 25 mm clear cover, and then 10 mm is your confinement bar, and whatever reinforcement you are providing, let us say 25 mm. So in that case, your cover effective cover will be like 25 divided by 2 plus 10 plus 25. So it is coming around 47.5. So depending on your requirement, you can provide, or you can provide on conservative side. So let us say you are providing reinforcement in like 2 layers. So then your effective cover will be different. So currently I am assuming the reinforcement are in like 2 layers, and I am considering as effective cover as 60 mm. Okay. So we have defined columns, column size and beam size. So next one is slab. So go to define section properties, slab section. So here you can see there is a one by default one slab definition is there. So you can modify it. So let us say slab 150 and grade of concrete is M25, and I am considering this as membrane, and the thickness is 150. So slab you can define either by shell thin or membrane. Generally for raft, if it is very thick, so then we are using shell thick. So I am considering a membrane. Okay. So our material properties definition and frame section properties definition are done. So next task is to draw the columns and beams. So here on left hand side, you can see there are different buttons, and otherwise you can see here there is a draw toolbar. So draw tab. So there you can see. So if you want to draw a joint, draw beams, then walls, or even you can draw tendons for PT slab and design strips. So whatever you want to draw, you will find in this. So and here some like buttons are also provided. So there was one question like, can you explain about include automatic rigid zone area or column in frame section property data wizard? Okay. Mm, mm, sorry. So here we have one option in column like include automatic rigid zone area or columns. Actually, the thing is when we are doing modeling in ETABS, so we are considering column as a line element. Okay, and uh, we are connecting it with slab at some one location. So that will be like point. So in reality, the connection between slab and column will not be a point uh, connection. So there will be a like area connection. So column has some definite size. So here it is assumed that it is like point connection, but in reality it is not. So if you want to consider that effect, you can include this, like include automatic rigid zone over column. Okay, so what I was telling, so here you can see there are different toolbars, draw beams. So here you click on this. So, and here you can see like properties of object, the type of line is frame, then property type. So we have just defined this as beam, then moment release, continuous. Yes, we are considering continuous beam. And the plan offset is, we are not considering any offset. So wherever we click, so it will, the beam will be drawn on that point. So if you consider some offset, then the beam will be drawn at the offsets we are providing here, and line drawing type we are considering straight here. And we are not taking any control. So here we have different options. Like if we can draw for certain distance, for certain length, we can draw at certain angle. Then we can do like parallel only in X direction or only in Y direction. Those options are there. But for now, we are not considering anything. So drawing control type will be none. So here, once you select this and selected appropriate properties and options, you can just basically what this is doing. So you have to draw on a node. So it will draw beam there. So that just go on clicking. So you can see, and on right hand side, you can see in 3D view that beam is getting drawn. Okay, so this is one option. So you can draw. So other option is like quick draw. So here, what you have to do, you just click between two grid intersection and go on drawing the beams. So you can draw like this. So there is one more option. So once you are done with drawing this, you can click on this, like select object. So you will be out of that drawing tool. So I am selecting this and I'm deleting this. Okay. So if we select this option only and just drag the circle. Now you can see on the Now here you can see there is a one option at the bottom right. Here there is one story and all stories or similar story. So if you select this like all stories option, so whatever you are doing that will be done on the all stories. Now let us do it again. So this is beam. Okay, now you just select this. So you can see the beams are drawn on all the levels. Okay, so you have to means we can reduce our time in drawing this. So there are different options. You can draw on one story, you can draw on all stories. And if you define your grid lines correctly, you can simply drag and you can see like all beams are drawn. So the next option is like column. So you can select column. Okay. And for column also you can click like this. So you can see all the uh, columns are drawn. Okay. So now we have to ensure that like whatever we have drawn is correct or not. So you can go here and so here you can see like general view, what you want to view. So here like whether you want to view uh, joint objects, visible or invisible, column, beams, braces, floors, walls. So different options are here. And here they like special items. You can see like story levels you want to see. You want to see dimension lines, architectural plan layers. So we can even import the architectural plan on the background and we can draw columns and beams using architectural background. So the object assignments, here you can see in frame assignments, just click on sections, okay, and hit apply. So now here you can see the what beam properties assigned. See here for beams like B300 by 450 is assigned. So if you, and you can also change view, like here you have button, you can click 3D, then you can create like click on plan. So you can toggle between different levels. You can use this like move down or move up button. So you can see, and here you can see in plan view. So it's showing a story number and the elevation of that story. So you can just toggle up and down. Okay, and you can move to any level you want to. So you can also see the elevations. So elevations are automatically created based on the grid lines. So you can see like A, B, C, D, and 1, 2, 3, and 5. So here you can see like, and these elevations are on the grid line. So you can select that particular elevation and you can hit apply. So here you can see. Now in elevation, we can see the columns is like the section property for column is C300 by 450, like all columns. And you can also toggle between the levels. Now you're on B grid line. So here you can see like elevation view, C grid, then D, and then you can see on grid 1, your elevation. So like that you can see. So everywhere you can see we have assigned the correct material properties. Now you can again go to plan, and then let me select like level 4. Okay. So next one is to draw the slabs. Now here in slab also we have different options how to draw it. So here the first option, you can select this. So click on the points, nodes. Okay, so you can draw slab like this. So the other option is like, so before drawing slab, we have to select the slab properties. So for if we are doing anything, we have to select the property. So then the other option is to draw rectangular. So you have to select two corners. So okay, you can draw it. And here on right hand side, you can see like on every story it's drawing, because we have seen like all stories. So other option is like quick draw. So you select this option and you can simply click between the grid lines. So the slab is automatically drawn. Okay, so all slabs are drawn. Now we can go to base level. So here on base level also the slab is drawn, so we don't require that on the base level. So we have to delete this. But since we have selected all stories, so all stories are selected. So what we have to do, like here on the left hand side, you will see some options like all. If you click this, the all slabs will be selected. Then previous view will be selected. If you click this, you can like clear all this. So now I am changing story to one story, and then I am selecting this, and then I am deleting this. So now you can see the only one level slab is deleted. Okay, also here we can see like two windows here. So at any given time, we should have at least one window open. Or if you want to add any window, you can simply click here and add new window. So you can add window. So you select here, so add new window. So you can add, and you can see this like arrange windows. So you can also arrange the windows. So if you want to close that window, you simply click here. So that windows will be deleted automatically. So until this, if you have any question regarding modeling of the geometry, let me know.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, if the width of the column is not equal to the width of the beam, then how to adjust the column position, sir? The center line will be changed, no, sir?
Yeah, center line will be
All
changed.
lines.
So in that, yeah, in that case, okay. Let me show you.
Like mostly
Okay.
the edges column, sir. Like
Yeah, I got your point. I am trying to demonstrate you just a minute. So
okay,
here
sir.
you can see that set display option.
Yes, sir.
So here you just now switch off other things. Okay.
Yes.
So
Okay, sir.
now, oh sorry. So all columns I am seeing. So what I am doing, I am going to change these columns to, means I am going to rotate these columns. So
Okay,
let
sir.
us say assign frame in the local axis. So I am going to change this to 90 degrees. Okay. Now you can see. Now you want to take this beam to this
Yeah,
to
yeah, sir.
the
Edge of the column, right, sir? Right.
edge of the column. So now you can select all stories and you can select this. Okay.
Okay.
Go to assign frame and the insertion point. You go there.
Okay.
Okay, so now
Yes.
our depth of column is 450 mm
Yeah.
and
Yes. Sir.
and width is 300.
300.
So the center of now currently they are center. So the how much we need to move them so that the edge will be aligned? 75 mm, right?
75. Okay, sir.
Yeah. So here you can enter like 75 mm and 75 mm. So end I and J. So the one end, like the first node is called as I and the second node
I
is called as J.
J. Okay.
Okay, so here we have two options like local coordinates or global coordinates. So global coordinate will with respect to X and Y. So here you can see this is 0, 0 coordinate where you can see
Yes.
this axis X and Y. So here let us say we take global coordinate. So
Okay.
so X is this and Y is this. So
Yeah.
we have to change it to Y. Let us say 75 mm. And you can hit apply. So this is moved now.
Okay, sir. But it's not showing us.
Yeah, yeah. So here, the first thing is here you can see like there is the offset. So the other thing, what we can. Explore frames. See now you can see in if you extrude this, you can see here.
Yeah. Yeah. This.
Okay.
Sir, my one question is, sir, either this one is correct or before one is correct, sir, for designing. Like we have to set this or we can't set that.
No, no, actually you have to take a call. So if this, see now this eccentricity is very important in design of columns. Okay, so
Okay.
if you can do this, that is great. So that is more accurate. So currently in so whatever I was showing, so there
Yes.
we were not considering eccentricity because if your beams are aligned at the edge of columns, so it's not sitting concentrically on the columns. So
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
earlier case, we were not considering the
Eccentricity.
eccentricity, and
Yeah.
so if you are not considering eccentricity, so the columns will not be designed for that. So wherever possible, you can always consider that.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Like. Okay. Sir.
Okay. So any other question?
Please proceed,
Excuse
sir.
me, sir. Hello.
Yeah. Tell me.
You while drawing slab, you mentioned about that one-way slab. We have to mention that the slab as one way, or it will calculate and describe as one way, sir.
Yeah. So here, while defining, so if you can see in slab sections, so you have an option here. So use spatial one-way load distribution. So if you select this, then it will be a one-way slab. Okay, for example, here now here this panel you can always model as a one-way slab. So this corridor between two grids like this 2 meter by 5 meters. So these can be qualified as a one-way slab. So you can define one-way slab. So if you want to define one-way slab, you can simply select this. like use one-way slab distribution.
Okay.
So then the slab will be one-way slab. Okay.
If
Okay.
we deselect that option, it means it is two-way slab, sir.
If you are not clicking this, so by default it is two-way slab.
Thank you.
Okay. So there was one more question. So in case of secondary beam, should we break beam at the junction of beams, or we design primary beam continuous up to the column junction? So first thing I would like to tell is like whether you break or not. So that beam will be designed as a continuous. If let us say if there is a secondary beam here, okay. So then also you will have a continuity whether you break it or not. So the continuity will be decided based on the support condition you are providing. So let me show you what I can do. Okay, let us say in this way I have a secondary beam. So we can also draw the secondary beams. So here the number of beams, let us say we have one beam. So, okay, so here you click here. So this is defined. Okay, that one beam we have defined. Now if you go to here and in the frame assignments, if you see like end releases, so here you can see this end releases is assigned here. Okay, so this secondary beam we have considered pin here. So but if you see here, there is no any like pin condition here. So this can be done other way also. That is what I think was your question. Here you can see points. Okay, you can select this, go to edit, and the edit frames. Okay, now you can see this is like one beam, this is another beam, but it doesn't make any difference because unless you are not providing any support condition here, it will be considered as a like one continuous beam only. Okay, so did I answer your question? Hello?
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Yeah, okay. So, okay, then we can file save as. So we can save this model. Okay, then let us run this model. Now, if you see the moment here, see here, you can see this is separate beam and this is separate beam. So there is node in between. but this is not making any difference whether you break it. I can break this into like number of pieces, but you can see there is no change in behavior of beam. So breaking into the number of beams is not going to change your behavior. Okay. So the next step is to apply load. So for applying loads, what we have to do is like define the load patterns. So you can see here, like for currently we are going to concentrate only on gravity loads. So in gravity loads, we have a self weight. Self weight is the weight of the elements, like we have defined slab, we have defined columns and beams, so that self weight will be calculated automatically. Other is superimposed dead load, SDL, then live load and roof live load. So we can define this. So go to define load pattern, and you can see here there are like two load patterns are by default, that is dead, and dead has self weight multiplier as 1. So in whichever case you consider this as self weight multiplier as 1, so then the self weight of the elements is considered automatically. In other case, you can see that self weight multiplier is 0. So there the self weight of element is not considered. So the first case is like self weight. Other case, let us say SDL, and type we can select here super dead and add new load. So next one is live load, that is already defined, and we can define like one more roof live, and in type we can say roof live and add new load. So with this, we have defined the load pattern. So I am done for the day. So if you have any question, you can ask. And in next session, we can see like how this gravity load can be applied, and then we can validate model whether whatever we have model is correct or not. Okay, so let me know if you have any question.
Yes, very nice interaction was shown by some of the participants. Now, till before ending this session, some participant can ask their doubts or queries regarding this session up till now.
So
Modeling using ETAP.
yeah, so there was one question in chat box.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can we analyze the still frame by using same software? Yes, we can analyze still frame. We can analyze. Okay, so if there is no question, then we can stop here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
So thank you, sir. Good session was for this ETAP hands-on. So in forthcoming session, again, Koshy sir has given you in-depth analysis, in-depth insight for how this modeling and analysis can be done using ETAP for this earthquake resistant design. So thanks to all the participants also. And as per our schedule now, this is our 4th session, and the 5th session was given by YouTube video link. So there will be no Zoom meeting for that 5th session. That will be link will be shared to the WhatsApp group. So till if anybody has having questions, so that we will continue, and then after 5 minutes, then we will close this today's session.
Yeah, so there was one question in chat box. So what is the difference between the dead load and Superimpose dead load. So basically, both are dead loads.
Yeah.
So, but in ETABS, we are defining dead, wherein we are considering self-weight of the elements, and the other we are doing like SDL, that is superimposed dead load. So that we are considering a separate case, and whatever load like wall load we have or like finishes load we have, so that we are going to apply in that
SDL.
SDL. So this is just for the our convenience. We are defining
Yes.
that's DADE and SDL. Okay.
Oh, thank you, sir. Now in next session we will again meet again with this new topic. So I thanks to all the participants also for this attending this all the sessions of the STDP. And on the behalf of Department of Civil Engineering, Professor Ram Meghe, College of Engineering and Management, Badnera, I thanks to all the participants. And after 5 minutes, if some participants has yet not typed their ID and name, so they can type their ID and name in the chat box, and then after 5 minutes we will end this meeting officially. Thank you.
Okay, so I am signing off. If there is
Yes, sir. Yes,
any
sir.
question, then
I will
we
forward
can
it.
discuss in next lecture.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now for this today, the feedback link will be shared in the WhatsApp group, and all the participants need to submit that feedback. So based on the today's session, there will be some few objective questions will be there, and along with that, for all the 4 sessions, you have to register your feedback for the day. So that link will be shared after 4:30 on the WhatsApp group, and that will be remain live till tomorrow morning. So all the participants that have to submit their feedback to that link only. And then at the end of this STDP, all the video recording sessions will be shared. But now as that it is not possible at this moment for share the video session to the each participant, but that will be surely shared to all of you, those who are participating in this STDP. So here one of the question was raised by the Gandhi sir, Mr. Gandhi. So here this question will be addressed by Vijay Koshi sir in forthcoming his forthcoming session was there. So Vijay Koshi sir is with us for 4 sessions. So there we can he will guide you on this question. So it is requested to all the participants that whatever the list of the participant we have shared on the WhatsApp group. So there you can find your some of the friends are there. They have also registered for this STDP. So you can call them and ask them that there are good sessions are going on this STDP, and ask them to attend these our Zoom meeting live sessions of this STDP. So all of you are requested to find name of your friends in the participant list and call them and ask them to join, because this is one good opportunity. Now every day you will find that the good experts are there and they are giving you good guidance regarding. So I think everybody should explore this opportunity and ask your friends to join this STDP session. So thanks for being with this last session of this today's STDP. And for the fifth session, if the link, because that the expert is not available with us, so that link will be shared with you on the WhatsApp group. So till then, we will again meet tomorrow morning at 9:30. Thank you.
Sir.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
So before leaving the meeting also, you can type some of the short feedback in 1 or 2 words in the chat box. So Ugle sir, we will stop here.
Yes, sir.
So
We can
on the next day, for all the experts, you should see that their introduction slides are ready.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And
Sure,
then
sir.
tomorrow also likewise we will have a good session with this.
Yes, definitely, sir. Definitely.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
So I thanks to all the faculty members also. They are collaborating with some other works for this, making this XTTP successful. So thank you once again. And now today we will stop here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.